The twin flame journey is one of the most intense and transformative experiences a person can encounter. At its core, this connection is believed to be a reunion of two halves of the same soul, a reunion that transcends lifetimes and dimensions. The relationship is often characterized by an intense emotional, spiritual, and sometimes physical bond that can be both exhilarating and challenging. But with such a profound connection comes the question, can twin flames move on from each other? To answer this question, we must first understand the nature of the twin flame bond, the purpose of this connection, and the role of free will in the journey. Twin flame relationships are marked by a unique dynamic that often includes periods of separation. These separations can be long and painful, filled with a sense of longing, confusion, and deep emotional turmoil. Yet separation is a critical part of the twin flame journey. It's not merely a break in the relationship, but a period of intense growth and self-discovery for both individuals involved. During separation, twin flames are given the space to confront their own issues, heal old wounds, and evolve independently. This time apart is essential because the twin flame connection is not just about coming together, but about triggering each other's growth. The separation allows for this growth to happen without the constant mirror of the other person, which can sometimes be overwhelming. Moreover, the concept of moving on from a twin flame during separation does not necessarily imply severing the connection. Instead, it's about finding a way to live and thrive even in the absence of the physical presence of the twin flame. This, in- this involves a deep process of inner healing, learning to find wholeness within oneself, hinsight, and discovering one's own path independent of the twin flame. This process of moving on during separation can take many forms. For some, it might mean focusing on personal goals, developing new relationships, or deepening their spiritual practice. For others, it might involve a period of solitude and introspection, where they learn to nurture themselves and embrace their own company. In all cases, the key is to use this time to grow and evolve, rather than waiting passively for the reunion. It's also important to recognize that separation, while painful, is not the end of the twin flame connection. The bond between twin flames is not confined to the physical realm, and separation often serves as a powerful catalyst for transformation. By embracing the separation and using it as a time for growth, both individuals can prepare themselves for a possible future reunion or for a new phase in their spiritual journey, whether it involves their twin flame or not. Free will is a fundamental aspect of the twin flame journey. Despite the intensity of the connection, both individuals retain the freedom to choose their path. This means that, while the twin flame bond is powerful, it does not dictate the actions or decisions of either person. They can choose to remain connected, to separate, or to move on entirely, depending on what feels right for their personal growth and well-being. The concept of free will in the twin flame journey is empowering because it reminds us that we are not bound by destiny or fate. Even in the context of such a profound connection, we have the power to make choices that align with our highest good. This can include the choice to move on from the twin flame relationship if it no longer serves our growth. Moving on from a twin flame, in the context of free will, can be seen as an act of self-love and self-respect. It's about recognizing when the relationship is no longer healthy or conducive to growth and making the conscious decision to prioritize one's own well-being. This doesn't mean rejecting the connection, but rather choosing to focus on oneself and one's own path. It's also important to understand that moving on in this context does not negate the twin flame connection. The bond between twin flames is eternal and exists on a soul level, beyond the physical plane. Moving on is more about releasing the attachment to the physical relationship and allowing both individuals to grow and evolve independently. This act of letting go can actually strengthen the connection on a spiritual level, as it allows both twin flames to develop their own strengths and become more balanced and whole. Furthermore, the exercise of free will in moving on from a twin flame can open up new possibilities for growth and expansion. It can lead to new experiences, relationships, and opportunities that might not have been possible within the confines of the twin flame relationship. By choosing to move on, both individuals can explore new aspects of themselves and their lives, leading to greater self-awareness and personal fulfillment. One of the most intriguing aspects of the twin flame journey is the possibility of reconnection after a period of moving on. The twin flame connection is often described as unbreakable, transcending time and space. This means that even after a period of separation and moving on, there remains the potential for the twin flames to reconnect. Reconnection with a twin flame is not something that can be forced or planned. It often occurs naturally when both individuals have grown and evolved to a point where they are ready to come together in a more balanced and harmonious way. This can happen months, years, or even decades after the initial separation. The idea of reconnecting with a twin flame after moving on can be both hopeful and challenging. On one hand, it offers the possibility of a deeper, more mature relationship that has been forged through the fires of separation and personal growth. On the other hand, it requires both individuals to have reached a level of self-awareness and healing that allows them to come together in a way that is healthy and supportive for both parties. Reconnection, if it happens, is often marked by a renewed sense of purpose and clarity. The twin flames may find that they are now able to communicate more openly, understand each other more deeply, and support each other in ways that were not possible before. This can lead to a new phase of the relationship, where the connection is not only more harmonious, but also more spiritually aligned. However, it's also important to note that reconnection is not guaranteed. Just as free will plays a role in the decision to move on, it also plays a role in whether or not the twin flames choose to reconnect. Both individuals must be willing and ready to come back together, and this can only happen if they have both done the necessary inner work and healing. Even if reconnection does not occur, the process of moving on can lead to profound personal growth and spiritual development. The twin flame journey is ultimately about self-discovery and spiritual evolution, and this can continue whether or not the twin flames are physically together. In this sense, moving on can be seen as a step forward on the spiritual path, rather than a step away from the twin flame connection. Self-love and healing are at the heart of the twin flame journey. The connection between twin flames is designed to trigger deep healing and transformation, bringing to the surface unresolved issues and patterns that need to be addressed. This process can be incredibly challenging, but it also offers a powerful opportunity for growth. Moving on from a twin flame often requires a deep commitment to self-love and self-care. This involves recognizing that you are whole and complete in yourself, regardless of whether you are with your twin flame or not. The twin flame connection is meant to mirror your deepest wounds and insecurities, and moving on can be a way to address these issues independently. Healing in the context of moving on from a twin flame is a multifaceted process. It may involve working through past traumas, releasing limiting beliefs, and developing a stronger sense of self-worth. It can also include exploring new interests, passions, and relationships that support your growth and well-being. Self-love is a crucial aspect of this healing process. It's about learning to love and accept yourself fully, without relying on the validation or approval of your twin flame. This can be a difficult journey, especially if the twin flame connection has triggered feelings of unworthiness or insecurity. However, by focusing on self-love, you can begin to heal these wounds and develop a stronger sense of self. As you heal and grow, you may find that the intensity of the twin flame connection lessens, allowing you to move on more easily. This doesn't mean that the connection is lost, but rather that it has transformed into something more balanced and supportive. By focusing on your own healing and well-being, you create a foundation for a healthier relationship with your twin flame, whether or not you reconnect in the physical sense. Moreover, the process of healing and self-love can lead to a deeper understanding of the twin flame connection itself. You may come to see the relationship not as a source of pain or conflict, but as a catalyst for your own growth and evolution. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of peace and acceptance, allowing you to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. One of the most challenging lessons of the twin flame journey is learning to embrace the process without becoming attached to a specific outcome. This can be incredibly difficult, especially when the connection is so intense and the desire to be with your twin flame is strong. However, Attachment to a particular outcome can create suffering and hinder the growth and healing that the journey is meant to facilitate. Moving on from a twin flame often involves letting go of expectations and allowing the journey to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean giving up on the connection, but rather releasing the need to control how it manifests in your life. By embracing the journey with an open heart and a willingness to accept whatever comes, you create space for true transformation and growth. Attachment to a specific outcome can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even resentment if things don't go as planned. It can also create a sense of dependency on the twin flame relationship, which can be unhealthy and counterproductive to the growth that the journey is meant to inspire. Moving on, in this context, means releasing these attachments and finding peace in the present moment. This process of letting go can be incredibly liberating. It allows you to focus on your own growth and well-being rather than being consumed by the need to be with your twin flame. It also opens up new possibilities for how the connection can evolve, whether that means reconnecting in a different way or moving forward on separate paths. Moreover, embracing the journey without attachment to the outcome can lead to a deeper sense of trust and surrender. It requires faith that whatever happens is for your highest good and that the twin flame connection is serving a greater purpose in your life. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of peace and acceptance, allowing you to move on with grace and confidence. The twin flame journey is not about achieving a specific outcome, but about the process of growth, healing, and self-discovery. By releasing attachment to how the journey unfolds, you can embrace the full experience and find joy and fulfillment in each step along the way. Moving on from a twin flame, in this context, is not about abandoning the connection, but about finding freedom and empowerment in the journey itself. Finding peace in the present moment is a crucial aspect of moving on from a twin flame. The twin flame journey is often marked by intense emotions, longing, and a deep sense of connection that can make it difficult to focus on the present. However, learning to cultivate presence and mindfulness is essential for healing and growth. The present moment is where life happens. It's where we experience joy, love, and peace. However, when we are consumed by thoughts of the past or worries about the future, we can miss out on the beauty and richness of the present. Moving on from a twin flame often involves a shift in focus, from dwelling on what was or what could be to embracing what is. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, deep breathing, and grounding exercises, can be incredibly helpful in this process. These practices help to anchor you in the present moment, allowing you to experience life more fully and with greater awareness. By cultivating mindfulness, you can learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without becoming attached to them, creating a sense of inner peace and balance. Finding peace in the present moment also involves accepting things as they are, without resistance or judgment. This can be particularly challenging in the context of a twin flame connection, where the desire to be together can be overwhelming. However, by accepting the present moment as it is, you can release the need for things to be different and find contentment in the here and now. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up on the twin flame connection, but rather finding a way to live fully in the present, regardless of what happens in the future. It's about recognizing that the journey is happening now, in this moment, and that the growth and healing you seek are available to you right here and now. By finding peace in the present moment, you can also begin to cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude and appreciation for the twin flame journey. Even the challenges and difficulties can be seen as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than obstacles to be overcome. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of peace and fulfillment, allowing you to move on with greater ease and grace. Moving on from a twin flame also requires a deep commitment to love and compassion, both for yourself and for your twin flame. After all, the twin flame journey is a journey of love, and even in the process of moving on, this love remains a central theme. Compassion is about understanding and accepting yourself and your twin flame without judgment or blame. It's about recognizing that both of you are on a journey of growth and healing, and that this journey is often difficult and challenging. By approaching the situation with compassion, you can release any feelings of anger, resentment, or frustration, and create space for healing and forgiveness. Self-compassion is particularly important in this process. Moving on from a twin flame can be emotionally difficult, and it's essential to be gentle and kind to yourself as you navigate this journey. This means allowing yourself to feel whatever emotions arise without suppressing or judging them. It also means taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually as you move through this process. Compassion for your twin flame is equally important. It's about understanding that they, too, are on their own journey and that their actions and decisions are a reflection of their own growth and healing. By approaching the situation with compassion, you can release any attachment to how they should behave or what they should do, and instead focus on your own path. Love, in this context, is not about clinging to the relationship, but about embracing the connection with an open heart. It's about recognizing that love is the foundation of the twin flame journey, and this love remains even if the physical relationship does not. Moving forward with love means honoring the connection, while also honoring your own growth and well-being. This love and compassion can also extend to others in your life. The twin flame journey often brings up deep emotions and challenges that can affect your relationships with others. By cultivating love and compassion, you can navigate these challenges with grace and understanding, creating more harmonious and supportive relationships. Ultimately, moving forward with love and compassion allows you to embrace the twin flame journey in its entirety, without becoming attached to a specific outcome. It's about finding a way to move on that honors both the connection and your own path, allowing you to continue your journey of growth and healing with an open heart and a peaceful mind. The twin flame journey is a path of profound self-discovery, healing, and spiritual growth. It's a journey that challenges you to confront your deepest fears and insecurities, while also offering the opportunity for deep love and connection. Moving on from a twin flame is not about severing the connection, but about finding a way to continue your journey in a way that honors both yourself and the connection. This process involves understanding the nature of separation, embracing free will, and recognizing the possibility of reconnection. It requires a deep commitment to self-love and healing, while also letting go of attachment to a specific outcome. By finding peace in the present moment and moving forward with love and compassion, you can navigate the twin flame journey with grace and wisdom. The twin flame connection is eternal, transcending time and space. Even if you move on from the physical relationship, the bond remains, offering continued opportunities for growth and spiritual evolution. By embracing the journey in its entirety, without becoming attached to a specific outcome, you can find joy, fulfillment, and peace on your path of self-discovery.